JC from Real and Simulated Wars. Two Panzer IVs are in trouble. One of them got stuck in the mud and the other one tried to rescue it and it got itself stuck. Their guns are still functioning, but Ivan is approaching very closely. This scenario is from the latest Battle Pack 1 for Fire and Rubble combat mission Red Thunder. For this scenario we have to destroy the enemy forces that are approaching, all infantry if I remember correctly, and we have a mix of Panzer Grenadiers and other assets. This scenario reminds me a lot of the old Command Mission Shock Force scenario Circle the Wagons, which was a classic if you will. So for this we have limited firepower. We have some scattered, scout teams, a machine gun and half track. Reinforcements are coming, but what you can see from this bird's eye view, it is that there is a lot of terrain to cover and the enemy can come from anywhere. So for it I kind of tried to get into the mutually supporting positions and very rapidly found myself kind of suffering from the fractured or kind of very interrupted fields of fire. And to be honest, that came out a bit in handy because the enemy was kind of suffering from it a lot and it couldn't make like a real front. So pretty much I relied on ambushing the approaching enemy. As you can see, these are scary sequences from Russians approaching through the forest, which can have them very close. As you see, the tanks do still have a lot of firepower left, not too much ammo, but a lot of firepower, and the health track had to be moved because that was another thing. It is the night and visibility is limited, and the enemy appeared on our back right there. And fortunately that team of sniper plus leader worked out very well, and but the enemy was approaching really very fast, kind of running through, and I had to take out that half track, which came out by the way at a glacial pace, but rapidly joined the fight and could take out many of the enemies that were moving through the open field. So yet again, this type of approach of mutually supporting actually, was very nuanced, not very effective, and what worked out really very well for us was just, kind of ambushing. You see the enemy shows and tries to move through open terrain and gets caught in the middle, which was kind of bad for him. Try to a couple of times from the nearby woods. This was really close. As you can see, they are just going berserk, and but fortunately this guy threw a grenade. Look at that, it just exploded on the left track of that far right tank. Pretty scary moments, but the machine guns worked really very well. So I'm not going to spoil this scenario for you. It is a 44 minutes scenario or something like that, and I'm not going to spoil it. All I'm going to mention is that of course reinforcements do come at a later time in the form of a kind of a platoon of half tracks, and that's all I'm gonna say. You will see the total tally of death that I blundered in a very particular situation, but these are sequences after we showed up with the half tracks. I was trying to maneuver one of the half tracks on the right flank, and you see that Panzer Grenadier team, looks like a far team, but we'll call it a squad, and they kind of didn't suffer the enemy fire, but that half track had to pull out in all haste. I do believe that we lost a gunner over there, if I remember correctly, but the second team of Panzer Grenadiers that is showing through the right now were not so lucky. They were caught in the field. Probably I should have used more preventive or kind of a better movement order, so try to use a ditch for some cover. So this is the main junction nearby the tanks, and as you can see, the Panzer Grenadiers are joining. There is a pioneer team right near the center, and that is the half track that was almost ambushed a few minutes ago. Right now they're using all their firepower that they do have. There were some, pretty scary sequences, and I am kind of repeating the very mistakes that were learned in my previous AAR, which I posted in my blog. You see there is over there some sort of a scary situation, but in the end, we have accumulated enough human resources over there, enough fighters, enough muscle guns, and even the tanks were cooperating with it, so that helped out a lot. We ended up with a major victory. There were some dead. I'm not gonna say what happened over there, but so far I have to say that what saved me was, kind of the ambushing, which was not intentional. I have to tell you, I have been thinking about this, and it was not that they planned to ambush the enemy. It was just that, the night helped, enemy showing up, and also, there is a lot of bushes and whatnot. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in our next video.